The archive has a new file. It is thick. It spans 7 years. It contains internal emails, Senate testimony, court records, FAA audit findings, and the depositions of men who raised the alarm before anyone died. Some of those men are no longer alive to see the file opened. This is case file Boeing. And this is what the documents say. Every time you board a commercial flight, you are trusting a system. You are trusting that the engineers who designed the plane told the truth, that the managers who approved it checked the work, that the regulators who certified it were independent, that when someone inside that system raised their hand and said something is wrong, someone listened. This file is about what happens when none of those things are true. And it is about what happens to the people who said so. There are 4 stories in this file. The first is about a piece of software, an automated system installed in a commercial aircraft without telling the pilots it existed. The second is about a quality inspector who spent years documenting what he found inside Boeing's factories and what happened to him when he did. The third is about a door that blew off a plane at 16,000 feet over Oregon in January 2024. And the fact that Boeing says there are no records of who removed and reinstalled it. The fourth is about 2 men who came forward to say the plane was still not safe. Both of them died in 2024, within 2 months of each other. The Senate has heard testimony. The FAA has conducted audits. The Department of Justice launched a criminal investigation. Boeing agreed to plead guilty to fraud. A federal judge rejected the plea deal. As of March 2026, Boeing has still not been convicted of anything. The planes are still flying. Every claim in this video comes from congressional testimony, published court documents, FAA official findings, Senate subcommittee reports, and named whistleblower depositions. Nothing here is speculation. The file is open. These are the documents. Let's start at the beginning. October 29th, 2018. Lion Air Flight 610 departs Jakarta. 13 minutes after takeoff, the nose of the Boeing 737 MAX 8 pitches downward. The pilots fight it. It pitches down again and again. The aircraft enters a dive at 450 miles per hour and strikes the Java Sea. All 189 people on board are killed. Boeing issues a statement. A faulty sensor triggered an automated system. Pilots should have followed existing procedures. The implication is clear. Pilot error. 5 months later, March 10th, 2019. Ethiopian Airlines Flight 302. 6 minutes after takeoff, the same sequence. The same automated system. The same uncontrollable dive. All 157 people on board are killed. 346 people, 63 countries, in less than 6 months. The automated system had a name, MCAS, Maneuvering Characteristics Augmentation System. It was designed to push the nose of the aircraft downward automatically if sensors detected a dangerous angle of attack. The problem was it relied on a single sensor. If that sensor malfunctioned, as it did on both flights, MCAS triggered repeatedly and could not be overridden by the pilots using standard procedures. The aircraft could not be saved. Here is what Boeing did not tell the pilots. MCAS had been significantly expanded in capability during the final development phase of the 737 MAX. The original system had limited authority over the aircraft's movement. The final version had the ability to move the nose of the plane to the full limits of its physical range, repeatedly, without pilot input, in response to a single faulty sensor. This version of MCAS was not included in the pilot training manuals. It was not disclosed to the FAA during certification. It was not mentioned in the aircraft's flight crew operating manual at all. Boeing's own internal communications, released by the House Transportation Committee in 2019, show employees discussing MCAS and its concealment from regulators as early as 2016. One message from a Boeing test pilot reads, "This is egregious." Another reads, "I basically lied to the regulators, unknowingly." Unknowingly. That word appears in an internal message sent before either crash about a system that would kill 346 people. The House Committee report, published in September 2020, concluded that Boeing concealed information from the FAA, misled pilots, and prioritized speed and cost over safety. Those are not allegations. That is the conclusion of a bipartisan congressional investigation based on Boeing's own internal documents. 346 people, 2 crashes, one system, concealed from every pilot who flew it. The file does not close here, because this was not where it started. The first 737 MAX entered service in May 2017. The Lion Air crash happened in October 2018. That is 17 months of the aircraft flying with a concealed automated system capable of forcing it into an unrecoverable dive. The internal documents released during congressional investigations show Boeing's own engineers had concerns about MCAS before the aircraft ever flew a passenger. A 2016 safety assessment submitted to the FAA modeled MCAS as having limited movement authority. The actual system had far greater authority. The discrepancy was never corrected in the documentation submitted to regulators. Boeing's internal communications from 2016 show a test pilot describing MCAS in a message to a colleague as running rampant in a simulator test. Before certification, before a single passenger boarded, the FAA's own Inspector General published a report in June 2019 concluding that the FAA had not conducted an independent technical review of MCAS and had instead relied on Boeing's own analysis. The regulatory body responsible for certifying the aircraft safe had delegated its own safety assessment to the manufacturer of the aircraft. That arrangement is documented in the Inspector General's report. It is public record. Here's what they weren't telling you. In 2019, Boeing settled criminal charges with the Department of Justice. They paid a $2.5 billion settlement and entered into a deferred prosecution agreement, meaning criminal charges would be dropped if Boeing met the conditions of a compliance program over 3 years. Boeing met those conditions. The charges were dropped in 2022. Then, in January 2024, the door blew off the Alaska Airlines flight. The DOJ reopened the investigation. Boeing agreed to plead guilty to conspiracy to defraud the United States in July 2024. In December 2024, a federal judge rejected the plea deal, not because it was too lenient, but because of concerns about the process for selecting an independent compliance monitor. As of early 2026, no final resolution has been reached. Boeing was found to have concealed a safety-critical system from regulators and pilots. 346 people died. The company paid a fine, entered a compliance program, had charges dropped, had new charges filed after a second incident, agreed to plead guilty, and had that plea rejected. No Boeing executive has been criminally charged. No Boeing executive has served a single day in prison. The planes are still flying. The 737 MAX returned to service in November 2020. Hundreds of thousands of passengers fly it every week. The file continues. Because while Boeing was negotiating its way out of criminal liability, one of the men who had tried to stop all of this was dying. The archivist sets down the first folder, reaches for the second. The label on the tab reads, Barnett, John, Quality Control, Boeing, South Carolina, 1997 to 2017. Some files are about systems, about software, about regulatory failures and institutional decisions made in boardrooms by people whose names appear on shareholder reports. This file is about one man, what he found, what he reported, what was done to him for reporting it, and what happened on the morning of March 9th, 2024, when he did not show up for the third day of his deposition. Open the file. John Barnett worked at Boeing for 32 years. For 7 of those years, he was a quality control manager at Boeing's facility in North Charleston, South Carolina, where the 787 Dreamliner was manufactured. His job was to find problems. He was good at it. Too good. Beginning around 2010, Barnett began documenting what he described as systemic quality failures at the Charleston plant. Defective parts being installed, non-conforming components being signed off, metal shavings debris left inside aircraft during assembly that could compromise electrical systems and hydraulics being found near fuel tanks, emergency oxygen systems that had been tested and found faulty, with a failure rate Barnett calculated at approximately 25%, meaning 1 in 4 passengers in an emergency might not receive oxygen. Barnett reported these findings internally. He reported them to the FAA. He filed formal complaints. Boeing's own internal investigations corroborated several of his findings. In 2017, the FAA ordered remedial actions related specifically to his complaints about non-conforming parts and metal shavings. The FAA's own records confirmed this. The complaints were not fabricated. The problems were real. Boeing's response to John Barnett was to sideline him. His career advancement stopped. He was removed from his management role. He retired in 2017 and filed a federal whistleblower lawsuit against Boeing, alleging retaliation. The lawsuit proceeded through the courts for years. Here's what they weren't telling you. In early 2024, following the Alaska Airlines door blowout, Barnett gave interviews reiterating that Boeing's quality culture had not changed. He was in the final stages of his whistleblower deposition, the formal legal testimony that, if successful, could result in significant findings against Boeing. On March 7th and 8th, 2024, Barnett gave 2 full days of deposition testimony. On March 9th, he did not arrive for day 3. He was found dead in his vehicle in a hotel car park, a gunshot wound to the head. The Charleston County coroner ruled it a self-inflicted wound. Charleston Police Department said video surveillance and evidence supported a finding of suicide. John Barnett was 62 years old. He had spent the final years of his life in legal proceedings against the company he had served for 3 decades. He did not live to see them concluded. His case continues under his estate. No findings have yet been made against Boeing in the Barnett litigation. The file has 1 more name in it, 2 more actually, and they also died in 2024. The archivist closes the Barnett file, slides it to the side. The 3rd folder is thinner. It covers a single event, January 5th, 2024, 16,000 feet above Portland, Oregon, Alaska Airlines flight, 1282. What happened is documented. What is missing from the documentation is the part that should disturb everyone. January 5th, 2024, Alaska Airlines flight 1282 is climbing through 16,000 feet over Portland, Oregon, when a section of the fuselage, a door plug, a panel installed to cover an unused emergency exit, detaches from the aircraft and disappears into the sky. The cabin depressurizes. A child's seat near the opening is empty. The child is strapped in elsewhere. No passengers are killed. The aircraft returns to Portland and lands safely. The NTSB immediately launched an investigation. The FAA grounded all 737-9 MAX aircraft with that door plug configuration 171 planes. They were re-inspected before returning to service. In a significant proportion of those aircraft, inspectors found loose or missing bolts. The investigation required Boeing to produce documentation of who had worked on the door plug. In September 2023, Spirit Aerosystems, the Boeing supplier responsible for manufacturing the 737 fuselage, had opened and then reseated the door plug at the Renton facility. Standard procedure requires records of that work. Names, dates, sign-offs. Boeing told investigators there were no records. No documentation existed identifying who removed and reinstalled the panel. None. For work done on an aircraft door that 4 months later blew off at 16,000 feet. Here's what they weren't telling you. Ed Pearson, the former Boeing senior manager who had warned about manufacturing quality before the 2018 crash, testified before the Senate in April 2024. He accused Boeing of what he called a criminal cover-up, specifically the failure to produce documentation of the door plug work. Pearson told senators that the absence of records was not an oversight, it was a pattern. The Senate subcommittee had obtained internal Boeing communications showing that safety inspection steps on the 737 MAX line had been routinely skipped. A current Boeing employee testified under Senate subcommittee protection that out-of-specification parts had been hidden from regulators and that the company had lost track of them. Boeing said there are no records. The FAA confirmed in its audit that Boeing's manufacturing process control showed non-compliance findings. Those are the regulator's own words in a published document. The door plug is in an NTSB evidence facility. The plane is back in service. The records of who removed and reinstalled that door do not exist. Boeing says it cannot explain why. The archivist opens the final folder. It is the most recent. The dates at the top read 2024. 2 names, Joshua Dean, Sam Mohawk, both Boeing whistleblowers, both dead within weeks of each other. After John Barnett died in March 2024, more than 10 new whistleblowers came forward from Boeing and its supplier Spirit AeroSystems. 2 of them did not live to give full testimony. March 9th, 2024. John Barnett is found dead during his own deposition. Within days, 10 new whistleblowers from Boeing and Spirit AeroSystems contact attorneys and congressional offices with similar allegations about manufacturing safety. The volume of people willing to speak after Barnett's death, despite knowing what had happened to him, is itself a measure of how serious they believed the situation to be. 2 of those individuals did not survive the year. Joshua Dean was a quality inspector at Spirit AeroSystems in Wichita, Kansas, the Boeing supplier that manufactures the 737 fuselage, including the door plug section. Dean had raised concerns with colleagues and attorneys about being instructed to downplay or hide production defects on the 737 MAX. In April 2024, he checked into hospital with flu symptoms. 2 weeks later, on May 1st, 2024, Joshua Dean died. He was 45 years old. He developed pneumonia and suffered a stroke. Spirit AeroSystems had no comment. Boeing had no comment. No official investigation into the circumstances of Dean's death was launched. Here's what they weren't telling you. Boeing has been subject to 32 formal whistleblower complaints filed with OSHA since 2020, according to documents published by Al Jazeera in April 2024. 32. The documents show a pattern of retaliation allegations spanning multiple facilities and multiple years. Boeing's response to those complaints was consistent. Its investigations determined, in Boeing's own words, that none of their claims about airplane safety were valid. A Senate subcommittee report published in December 2021 concluded that the FAA had failed to administer adequate oversight to address concerns from both Boeing and FAA whistleblowers. That report preceded the Alaska Airlines door blowout by 2 years. The findings were documented. The grounding did not occur until after the door blew off. Dean died in May. A second whistleblower, Sam Mohawk, a former Spirit AeroSystems inspector who had raised concerns about quality control processes, including the door plug, died in August 2024. He was 56 years old. The cause was described as medical. No further investigation was announced. 3 whistleblowers dead in 1 year. 32 formal complaints of retaliation. Internal documents showing safety steps were skipped. A door with no installation records. A criminal plea deal rejected by a federal judge. The planes are still flying. The archivist closes the final folder, lines up all 4, sets them on the edge of the desk under the lamp. They are not going back in the cabinet. 4 stories, 1 company, 1 playbook. A software system concealed from regulators and pilots. A quality inspector who documented defects for years, had his findings corroborated, was sidelined, and died during his own deposition. A door that blew off at 16,000 feet with no installation records. And 3 whistleblowers who came forward about the same aircraft at the same factories, describing the same pattern, none of whom are alive today. The House Transportation Committee investigation is public record. The Senate subcommittee reports are public record. The FAA audit findings are public record. The DOJ criminal investigation is public record. John Barnett's whistleblower lawsuit is public court record. The congressional testimony of Ed Pearson, Joe Jacobson, and the unnamed Spirit employee is congressional record. Boeing paid $2.5 billion in 2021. Charges were dropped. A door blew off in 2024. Charges were refiled. A plea deal was negotiated. A judge rejected it. As of today, no Boeing executive has been criminally convicted of anything related to 346 deaths. No criminal conviction for 346 deaths. With the documents in the public record, every piece of evidence in this video is sourced in the description. Every name is real. Every document exists. Check them. That is the point of this channel. The archive is not closed because the planes are still flying and there are more files. Subscribe, because we are not done.